The difference between Horrid Henry and Caillou is Caillou is a little shitbag that needs to actually be publicly executed, and Horrid Henry is just being a child. There's literally an episode of Horrid Henry where he wakes up and his mother bursts into his room to yell at him to stop being horrid. This motherfucker arises from slumber, literally 2 seconds awake. Stop being horrid, Henry! What's horrid about him? His consciousness? Half of the shit he gets in trouble for is just being a kid, like, oh, he squirted the hose at his brother. Okay, shut the fuck up. I do that all the time. I can't remember if this is an episode of the show or if it's part of one of the books, but the parents had to do a report on their child, or the kids had to do a report on themselves, but his mom took it and lied and filled it out on what she thinks children should be doing, and it was like, oh, he eats all his vegetables, he never watches TV, he stays inside, he does all his homework, and that's all he does in his free time, and he actually just sits there and he stays silent and does nothing. And then the teacher reads it and is like, okay, so I think your child is chronically depressed because I don't know a single child that would actually be happy with this fucking existence. What is wrong with your kid? And then the parents are like, oh, have we been holding our 8-year-old son to an impossible standard? Yes, you fucking have. You left him at home one time and then got stuck in traffic and started blaming him for the traffic when he wasn't even in the car. You grounded him from going out to go trick-or-treating because he ate some of the candy out of the candy bowl. The candy that's meant to be eaten! And it wasn't like normal grounding, it was, he had to stay up in his room and be silent. Like, not fucking say anything. And it's like, what the fuck? You want him to sit there and like stare at the wall and dissociate? Are you a sociopath? And then there's Caillou, and it's like all he does is be a cunt. Like Horrid Henry might shove his brother a little too hard, and Caillou is like bombing Vietnam. And Peter's a fucking narc. Peter needs to go. Peter needs to fucking die. There's an episode of the show where Perfect Peter, Henry's brother, literally does all of the terrible shit, decides to be horrible for a day, and even though everything points to Peter doing it, the parents keep blaming Henry because they're such cunts. And it's like, it's so obvious it is the other child. You just don't want to admit that to yourself because you play fucking favorites, you narcissistic pieces of shit. Like, Henry breathes too hard, and then fucking Peter's like, Mom, Henry's being a cunt! And then Mom's like, oh, don't be horrid, Henry. And it's like, what about him's horrid? Turning fucking oxygen into carbon dioxide, you dumb cunt! Henry's literally just like, I hate girls, they have cooties and they're gross. And then Caillou's like, I think that Hitler had a point.